The Philadelphia Eagles have won their 9th straight game. They just dispatched the Chicago Bears 31-3. But that final scoreline wasn't really indicative of how sloppy the Eagles looked at times. 4 fumbles, 3 of them lost. 70 penalty yards, 11 total. So got to clean that stuff up, especially if you want to beat the Seahawks and Rams the next couple of weeks. Brendan Albert is here. I'm Adrian Fedque. Let's get into it.
Without a question. I mean, you're lucky to get away with having 3 turnovers any game. You're just thankful it happened against a really bad team. You won't get away with that with moving forward some of these next upcoming teams.
Yeah. And the first play we're going to get into is the Ajayi fumble where, actually he showcased some great vision on this play to bounce it to the right, a nice cutback on a counter play. So he lost the ball at around the 5-yard line. Nelson Aguilar alertly pounced on it for the touchdown. But let's get into it right here. So something about these big power backs, like a LeGarrette Blount and like a Ajayi, they try to churn out every single yard that they can. And while that's great, sometimes at the end you lose the football. So that's what happened here. So I'll let Brendan kind of get into it here.
So we're going to look here at Ajayi. What he brings is different vision. So when you're going to watch here is watch Carson Wentz handle the football. This is going to look like he's handing it to the left. Then he really hand it to his right. And he's really going to hand it to his left. So this is a typical counter play. So when we see it from the end zone view, guys, and Adrian, if you can kind of just pause it as soon as Carson hands the ball to Jay, that'd be great. What you're going to see here, guys, is this play is all in Ajayi's vision. So if we look at it here, right now we can tell here this ball is ideally going to be run to our offense's left or to us as the viewers, our right. Now what Ajayi is seeing is he is seeing the safety, number 39. He is saying that he essentially, yep, exactly, is going to be a free run, exactly. So Ajayi knows this play is not going to work. I'm not going to be able to be successful if I run this play as it's designed to the left. So what Ajayi is going to do is he's going to stick his foot in the dirt and bounce it to the right because he knows, hey, if I look to my right here, Brooks and Johnson are taking care of these big boys up front, and I'm going to have a lot of running room. So the problem with that, guys, is when Ajayi gets the handoff here, he's going to get the handoff. The ball is going to be designed to be in his left hand. And as it's going to be in his left hand, that's ideal because what we always want as a running back is we always want our ball closest to the sideline. That way, in case worst-case scenario, we fumble, ball trickles out of bounds, and the offense keeps the ball. So because the play is designed to his left, Ajayi is going to get the ball in his left hand. When he has used his vision to run to the right, he now has to have the ball in his opposite hand, which is not good because now that left hand who's carrying the ball is in the middle of the field. There's more defenders who can attack that ball. So go ahead, Adrian, and play this.
Yeah, we'll go a little slow-mo here. And the other thing, too, on this play, you can see you have 3 guys occupied here. So all Ajayi really has to do is make this guy miss.
Yep, and we're going to see that eventually here that we're going to get our guard to come up here and take care of the linebacker there.
Yeah.
And now Ajayi realizes, man, I have all this room to bounce it outside. So now he bounces it outside. This is what you traded for with Ajayi. Blount doesn't have this vision. Clement and other guys, they don't have this vision. Now, Jay's able to make a guy miss. Now, here's what I want you to look. He stiff arms with the right hand. That's what we love in big running backs. Problem is when he stiff arms, now he only has one hand to protect the ball. That's what allows the safety to come over the top and rip it out.
Yep. And there's Aguilar pouncing on the loose ball alertly for the 6 points. And Ajayi was kind of moping after the game about this. Now, he's kind of a strange cat, like the Marshawn Lynch type, not really knowing how to handle media sometimes, giving one-word answers. That led to Ray Didinger, respected, media person here in Philadelphia, told him to shut up and tote the rock. So interesting after the game comments. But all right, so next thing, just real quick, we'll get to the LeGarrette Blount run. The reason why I want to talk about this run, just real quick, we'll just play it in full. Check out Stefan Wisniewski on this play. Outstanding blocking. He's really coming into his own the last couple weeks, and I think he's been a huge reason why the Eagles have run for 175-plus yards in each of their last 3 games. First time they've done that since 1990.
Without a doubt. And when you're able to, run the ball like that, you're able to minimize maybe some of your concerns at left tackle to getting third and long pass rush situations. And that's huge too, because when you're going to go against guys like Aaron Donald moving forward, Khalil Mack and others, that's big. So Wiz here, Adrian, you're 100% right. He's playing incredible, probably one of the best guards as far as playing today. Does a great job getting up to that next level, being able to move that defensive linebacker several yards down the field. It's just completely dominant by him, but it's the same issue LeGarrette Blount gets into as what we saw with Ajayi. As soon as he goes to stiff arm the one defender, the other defender comes, starts to rip that ball loose. We all love the power running backs when they're able to churn out those extra yards, but we also have to understand that one of the cons that comes with it is the increase of ball security isn't always going to be as confident as, a guy who maybe goes down a little easier than some of these power backs.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the LeGarrette Blount run. So we got into the fumbles. Now we'll talk a little Carson Wentz. It's been a couple weeks since we talked about Carson, but had a couple of nice throws in this game. And the one thing that he's been doing consistently all season, and I'm a little surprised that opposing defenses haven't started figuring this out. So inside the red zone, he loves to go to Zach Ertz. He loves to go to him on that right seam, especially when they're within, say, like the 10 to 20-yard line. When they're outside the 10, he loves going to his man Ertz. And I'm surprised. I don't know. Or do you feel the same way? Like a little surprised that opposing coordinators haven't picked up on this yet. He's been looking off safeties and throwing the Ertz down the right seam all season long.
Absolutely. Zach Ertz has become that Rob Gronkowski, Travis Kelce. All of a sudden, he gets in the red zone, and all of a sudden, he's a touchdown machine. So he's having a heck of a year that we love. That we see that how Carson does a great job throwing the ball over the middle. And this play here is going to be awesome. What we're going to see here is Carson. Do me a favor, Adrian. Pause it once Carson gets the snap. Carson's first read here is he's going to go ahead and he's going to look at the stack receivers. So his first read is going to be to Wentz Jeffery. So as we see here, his vision is holding that safety. Now understand, guys, this is a cover 2 defense. Cover 2 meaning we have 2 deep safeties. Each safety is going to take half of the field. The weakness of cover 2 is right in the middle of it. So what we have in this play is Carson needs to beat one safety with his eyes, and Ertz needs to beat one safety with his athletic ability. So Carson is holding the safety to his left, so the high safety here. And what he's doing is he's trying to make the safety believe that he's going to throw the ball to Alshon here on the skinny post.
Mm-hmm.
Flip side, so that's how Carson's going to win. So if Carson does his job, check. Now it comes down to Ertz. Ertz has to do his job. Ertz's job is to sell the out and in pattern. And what we're going to see Ertz is going to be able to do is I want you to watch the hips of this other safety. As soon as his hips start to turn this direction, Ertz is going to cut right across his face because this small direction here now means the safety has to add one more step to turn back, and that's all you need in the red zone to get a touchdown here.
So there you go. See if this will go slow-mo on us. Nope.
And you can kind of see that safety, how he had to do that 360 turn. It's because he knew I've opened my hips too much. I've given away the middle of the field. It's a cardinal sin in the cover 2.
So we see it right here. He's looking left the whole way. He's not looking at Jeffery. He wants to go to Ertz the whole time. And, the funny thing is on this play, sometimes when it's actually well covered, he's still trying to fit the ball in there. He's throwing Ertz regardless. And this is something he's done all season long. He's gotten in trouble sometimes because he's tried to fit the ball in the tight spaces. But right here, no problem. Ertz is wide open.
Yeah. Carson's able to beat one safety. Ertz is able to beat the other safety. And that's why not only is it a touchdown, it's a touchdown standing up. That's the most impressive thing. Not even in contact because Carson's able to hold that safety away. This is a dream case scenario for a touchdown. Yeah,
because there's been times where he's trying to fit it to Ertz regardless, and he'll throw it high to let Ertz go up and get it. And then he has been.
Yeah, without a doubt. But I think that's what we want to see right now as Eagles fans is not only do we obviously want to score, we want to score and take as little hits as possible on skill players before playoffs.
You want to hear something crazy? The Eagles have scored 18 touchdowns in their last 20 red zone trips.
It's awesome.
Ridiculous. All right, so next play here. Back shoulder ball to Alshon Jeffery. This was a 16-yard gain. And if you've been watching our film studies all season long, we've shown a couple examples where the cohesion between Wentz and Jeffery has been off the mark on the back shoulder throw. Wentz will throw it a little bit too far inside, not allowing Jeffery to get the full extension when he wants to go to the back shoulder. So we'll let you get into it here. What are you seeing on this play?
You know, before the season started, we would call these 50-50 balls. Now, with the way the chemistry is going, I would say they're 80-20 balls. I mean, that's how good the chemistry has really gotten as the year has gone on. So what Carson's going to do here is he's going to scan the field pre-snap, just make sure he gets a good view for what the defense is looking like. Now, when Adrian plays this, Carson's going to look to his left, look at Prince Amukamara. They're playing on Alshon, come back. He's going to look again, and he's going to see that Prince is starting to inside shade. Carson looks away. Carson looks again to double check. Yep, Prince is inside shade. So all Carson says is, okay, this is a 3rd and 5 play. I'm not looking anywhere else. As long as Alshon is able to get off the line clean, I'm just going to give him a back shoulder fade. And because the Prince is inside shade, it's allowing Alshon a nice outside release. And as long as Carson throws this ball quick enough, there's no way the safety can come over the top and help. And then it's just pitch and catch. And it's just a perfect throw here by Carson.
Yeah, I probably should have let this play through a little bit.
Right there, that last peek. He takes one more peek, and he sees that Prince is inside shade, and he probably smiles. Honestly, Carson's probably smiling through his mouthpiece saying, this is free money right now for me.
And he finally hit this ball, hit this throw. This is perfect. Now, I think we'll get it. See, look how he's able to leap up and get outstretched there.
Without a question. And the nice thing, too, is Alshon, one of the small things, guys, you probably don't realize it, is not only is Alshon able to go up and get it, he goes up, gets it, and then he finishes one more full rotation, so there's no way the corner can punch the ball out.
I mean, he's got some of the strongest hands in the league, and he just snatches it right out of the air.
Yeah.
So we can't really see it on this view, unfortunately, I guess.
But like I said, that's free money. You know, on 3rd and 5, you're going to inside shade Alshon Jeffery, and the safety's too high over the top for me to help. That's free money. Carson's hitting that back shoulder fade now.
Yeah. It's you know, we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. Jeffrey's starting to get more involved in the offense. He's got 4 touchdowns in his last 3 games. So he kind of started slow, but we're starting to see it come together now. And if they start throwing that ball routinely, watch out. They're starting to peak, man. It's scary. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, next play we're going to get into here, this is the run that we've all seen. We all know about this. Wentz is a magician. So you had a play here where Chicago blankets the screen, and Carson obviously immediately recognizes this. LeBlanc comes off the edge, and he has the presence of mind to spin and get along the right sideline to pick up 16 yards to move the chains. This play was outstanding.
It was. I have to give a little bit of a area of improvement, I think, is something we need to look at here, is pre-snap of what Carson's seeing here. So what I want you guys to look at here is, let's start off here. See how the safety's in the middle of the field? See that safety right there, about at the 21-yard line? Yep, right there in the middle. Notice how he starts out there. Okay, so pre-snap, Carson's seeing, all right, maybe it looks like a quarters coverage. I have my 2 corners are off the ball. I have 2 safeties. Okay, fine. This looks completely normal. I can see here I have a pretty heavy box. I can see here I have 7 linebackers and defensive linemen in the box. So threat here of maybe quick, coming here hot, probably going to need to throw the ball. Okay, fine. I still see the safety over the top, so I can probably get away with what my call is. Now, as we play this, Adrian, let's watch where the safety goes. Notice how the safety's starting to creep over here?
Yeah.
It's a small thing. Let's pause it here, Adrian.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
We good?
No, let's pause it. Let's pause it as soon as that safety starts to creep. So remember we talked about this last week, guys, about how, movement, how that changes what a coverage is. If this safety is moving over to the top here, this tells me this is going to be a man coverage. Because instead of it being a safety in the middle of the field, this safety's starting to get closer and closer to being head up on Zach Ertz. So this would tell me that there's these linebackers in front of them, there's no help. They're not playing coverage. Because if they were playing coverage, that safety wouldn't need to creep over to help Ertz. So because of that, Pre-snap, I think of a couple things that Carson could have done here. The first thing I think about here is we need to check into something like a quick game pattern, maybe a quick slant here by Alshon, and then a quick out, by our back here to put those linebackers in a no-win situation. That's the first thing I would think about. The second thing I'm thinking about is I would change my primary read. I would have my primary read, as we're going to see here, is Carson's first read is to the left. If I know that these linebackers on my right are coming, I'm throwing a quick out to one of these to my tight end or my slot receiver here, because I can see that safety is 15 yards off the ball. He's not going to make a play on a quick game. Or the third option I'm going to do is I'm going to move Zach Ertz in and have him stay in and block and go 7-man protection and play 3-on-3 football, saying my 3 receivers can get open on your 3 defensive backs. Carson doesn't do any of that. Carson sticks with what his plan is, and as we're going to watch here, I believe this is Alshon at the top of the screen. Alshon's going to run a vertical route, and there's no way Carson's going to have enough time to get open. So the only option to his left is going to be the back seeping out. Well, as we're going to see here, the linebacker is going to flow with him. So Carson has no options to his left. So because his first read was to his left, he won't have enough time to come back to his right. So that's why Carson is athletic enough, and as Adrian used the word magician, to spin out of it and make this play happen. That's great. Hey, we're all thrilled and we're all happy. Here's the way I'm looking at it. I don't want my quarterback to take a single hit if he doesn't have to. So my opinion is we need to check out of this. I know Carson's able to make this play and we're all excited, but this play shouldn't have happened in the first place.
So there you go. Brendan Albert breaking it down. This is why you're on the team, brother. So we're going to play this now. And we're going to see, his athletic ability to just take over.
As you can see here, guys, on the right, both of these outs are wide open. But because Carson's first read is to the left, you see there's nothing open to his left. So now we just got to go backyard football and scramble around. And, sometimes we are able to make good things happen. But, again, I don't want my $1 million quarterback ever taking hits if he doesn't have to. I don't care if he had to run for 20 yards and it's a first down. I'd rather see him throw the ball for 20 yards and never get touched.
And we know that Wentz has the ability to make calls at the line of scrimmage. So clearly this was a screen called by Peterson, obviously, because this is something he loves to do on third down, 3rd and 8, whatever. So, I agree. Could have audible. There you go. People might not like that, Brennan. People might think we're being critical of Wentz. Uh-oh.
Look, the point of film study isn't for us to praise everyone and say how special everyone is. We got to sometimes say the tough stuff. And you know what? Carson made maybe 2 mistakes this entire game, all right? He's still the NFL MVP, but there's still mistakes everyone makes every day. I think this is just one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried finding some mistakes. I showed you a couple of plays, but I'm like, were these really mistakes, And it was tough. It was tough to find mistakes. All right, next thing, Brandon Graham. So if you guys don't know, the Eagles and Graham are reportedly working on a potential contract extension. The Eagles have Fletcher Cox locked up, Timmy Jernigan locked up, Derek Barnett's here through 2021. So you can have the quartet there in Philly through 2021 if Graham gets extended. So that's pretty scary, man, if they have those boys in town for a while.
Yeah, no doubt, especially when you keep Coach Schwartz on that defensive staff and you're able to give him horses in the stable to have fun and get after the quarterback. That's scary. Now, the big question is, hey, Jim Schwartz is doing a great job. That's the good news. The bad news is when you do a great job, you're now a candidate to be a head coach somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, where's the play? I think I'm messing up here. I wrote down first 449. Is that right? What am I missing? Oh, it is this play. Okay. Sorry about that.
Brandon Graham, I think, is probably the most underappreciated defensive lineman in the NFL because he doesn't have the sack numbers that people expect from a defensive end, but he's so freaking good against the run. Unbelievable against the run. Maybe the best defensive lineman against the run in the NFL.
I agree. Absolutely.
What we're going to see in this clip here, guys, is there's going to be a angle call to the right, meaning the defensive line, everyone is going to shift to the right. Linebackers are all going to shift to the left. So everyone's going to be one gap responsible. What Brandon Graham's first step and get off here is explosive. He's able to shoot across the gap. Now, where he's going to line up to where he's going to make the play is about 7 yards. Where Jordan Howard's going to get is about 5 yards. So to put things into perspective here, Brandon Graham was quicker in a 3-point stance, moving laterally to his right, got there in 7 yards, and he's quicker than Jordan Howard was to run 5 yards straight. That should tell you how special of a defensive lineman Brandon Graham is.
Yeah. You want to know what the Bears rushing totals were? Do you know how bad it was? 14 carries for 6 yards.
Yep. And this is a team that all they want to do is run the ball.
Yeah. And they shut it down.
The small thing you'll see here what Brandon Graham does is he runs right on the heels of the offensive lineman, runs right down the line, and that's why he's able to make this play. He's not going to arc. He's going to use angles to his advantage and get straight down the line.
I don't know what that tight end is doing.
just got beat off the snap. I mean, and then all of a sudden he's seeing this flash of green. He's thinking, I can't stop it now.
That's a second-round rookie, Adam Shaheen, I believe, is the tight end there. That's not a fair matchup.
Yep, out of Ashland Division II school in Ohio.
Yeah, that's not fair, John. Who's their – actually, Vic Fangio is their D coordinator. Come on, Vic. You're a good one, too. All right, so we're going to play another Brandon Graham clip just real quick. Third quarter, 10:54, just to show that he's a monster and he's awesome and he's a beast.
So one of the most common drills you guys will probably have seen if you've ever gone to a camp or if you watch NFL Live is the hula hoop drill, where the defensive linemen have to run around the hula hoop and it's teaching them that dip and lean and getting quickly around. And that's what we're going to see here from Brandon Graham. Does a really nice job of using heavy hands to get off the block, and then he runs around the hoop. He runs a perfectly round loop and is able to make this play here.
I'm going to start hula hooping tonight. Get the hula hoop out. Boom. And there it is.
Hell of a play, dude. It's just a hell of a play.
All right, one more play we're going to get into before we depart. Special teams. Now, the Eagles' special teams has been actually one of the best the last couple of years. They have taken a little bit of a dip this year, but this was a really smart and alert play, and this actually led to a lot of different memes being created. So Kenyon Barner pulling Jalen Watkins away from the hot lava. So this was great. So we've had so many different memes. I mean, it's hilarious. Get him off the chopper. Get him to the chopper. We've had so many different ones. E-Rock had a great one. I forget what it was off the top of my head, but okay. Second quarter, 9:53.
Yep. And at this point in time at the game, it's 14-0 in the second quarter. You're making them punt out of the end zone. Everything is going the Eagles' way. The Bears have done diddly squat, absolutely nothing. So the last thing you need to do is give them the ball back, okay? So when we talk about this punt, the gunners, and Adrian, you can pause it here, the two guys at the top of the screen, okay? These guys are going to be referred to as gunners. These guys are going to 2-on-1 block this offensive or defensive player essentially now and make sure that he's not able to make the tackle. What they're taught is, depending on their return, is to try to block that return or that opposition in the out of bounds. You're trying to wall him as far out of bounds for two reasons. One, if he's out of bounds, he obviously can't make the tackle. So that's the first. The other big reason is those guys are the most likely guys to get beamed in the back of the head with a football and incidentally touch the ball, and now the other team can get it because they're not looking for the ball. So Barner does a fantastic job here of being aware that these guys aren't going to know this is going to be potentially in their way. So go ahead, Adrian. We can play this, and we'll be able to see Barner just make a really vet play, honestly.
And the other thing about this play, Steven Means might have actually gotten a tip on this ball.
It was close. It looked like it. Yeah.
So we got a loose pig skid rolling around here. And then Barner just pulls him away.
My favorite meme I saw of this was it's you tell your boy you're going to go talk to your ex-girlfriend at the bar and he pulls you back. That's my all-time favorite one I've seen.
I couldn't think of it when I was talking. I was like blanking, and that was it.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite one of Barner just saying, no. You're going to come sit down here at the bar and you're not going to go talk to her.
So awesome. Oh, I love it. I was actually thinking about putting a couple of electric slides up and having you break that down too. The hip movement of Malcolm Jenkins, just so smooth.
I will say this: the Eagles' celebration game is on 100 right now. They are like the best in the NFL right now. But hey, when you only have one loss, you get to practice a little more these type of celebrations.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? We are going to play it. I'll just go on my Twitter because I got it up right here. All
As
right.
Adrian kind of gets that set, I want to talk with you guys about special teams real quick, because special teams is one of those things that no one talks about until you either win the game because of it or you lose the game because of it. Now, we're going against the Los Angeles Rams, who, in my opinion, has the best kicker-punter combination in the NFL. Let me just give you some real important stats here, guys, right now, okay? Currently, the Rams are the best return unit in the NFL. The average starting field position after return is the 29-yard line. The Eagles are currently 19th in return yards, averaging around the 21-yard line. So why the 8 yards, guys, might not seem a lot. When you have returners like Cooper and Austin, those guys can make plays in space. It's a small thing, but that can be a big difference when you're playing a team who's playing really well right now and winning their division in the Rams. Yeah. The other thing that I think is important to know, as I talked about returners, the Rams' kickoff touchback percentage is currently second in the NFL at 83%. So 83% of the time when the Rams kick off, it's a touchback. The Eagles, currently 22nd in the NFL, and their touchback percentage is 53.5%. So we're going to see guys like Austin and Cooper, they're going to get their chances here to return some, especially because we know the Eagles are going to put points on the Rams. Those return guys are going to have chances to make plays happen. I don't want to say this could be the end of it. Could be a big game-changing moment, but it's something you want to keep your eye on moving forward for the Eagles.
I'm glad you brought up the Rams special teams because I feel like there are a lot of people that doubt the Rams. I feel I get the sense that Eagles fans are more scared of the Seahawks game than the Rams game. I actually feel different about that. I feel like with Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman being out and the fact that offensive line is an abomination, I think the Eagles can beat Seattle. But the Rams, they're sneaky good. They are. And special teams is a big reason. So I'll ask you this question. Maybe you don't really know the answer to it, but I'll ask anyway. How many points do you think they're getting a game more than other teams' special teams? Do you think they're getting like 3 points a game because of their special teams?
I think that's a fair number, Adrian. You know, I would say there's 3 teams that win games because of special teams they really shouldn't. Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Rams, and then the team who played Monday night, the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. All 3 of those teams, they win games that they really should not because of their special teams unit. Special teams unit helps that offense out a ton.
Watch Pat McAfee and his Barstool videos about Johnny Hekker.
Yes.
Okay? That guy puts the ball inside the 5 more than any punter I've ever seen. Maybe besides Pat McAfee. What do you think?
Put it this way. When Pat McAfee gets really excited about a punter, that means that punter's really freaking good.
Watch the helicopter, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That was awesome. So there you go. So special teams is important. And it's also important to have a little fun, too. So here we go. We got the electric slide going. And just look at Malcolm, dude. Let's see if I can mute this. All right, so I can mute this. So, dude, Malcolm's got it down. Look at that. Actually, did it go blank on you because I went full screen?
Blank on me, Adrian.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I forgot. It goes blank when I go full screen. So let me zoom in here. Dude, Malcolm is so good at this. Look at him just wiggle.
I mean, look, everything is all fun and good when you're winning. And when you're winning, have fun with it, man. I mean, this game is not promised to anyone, so I love the team coordination. First off, I will give the first time I ever say this, shout out to the NFL for letting more of this stuff happen because this is exactly what I wanted to see. Yes.
And if you want them to stop, then guess what? You got to beat them to make
no doubt.
So this is, this season, it's a little bit reminiscent of, the Panthers from 2 years ago. They had the dab. Well, we're cooler than that. We do the electric slide. We have all these cool touchdown dances. And like this team right now, a lot of people were doubting that Carolina team. So they got to the Super Bowl, obviously lost in the Super Bowl. Do you think that's a fair comparison?
I think that's fair. I think the the team that I think would probably say is a more fair comparison would be the New Orleans Saints when they won that Super Bowl. Not because, and I would say mostly because they had a really good pass rush. They caused a lot of turnovers and a really explosive offense. I think that's probably a more fair comparison because when I think of that Panthers, I think of all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly. I can't say I can think of an all-pro in the middle there for the Philadelphia Eagles, but I can think of a lot of ball-hawking defensive backs who are playing really well and defensive linemen who are getting after it.
Yeah. The reason why I say Carolina, I mean, it's their defense. I don't want to say it was elite, but it was great. And this Eagles defense kind of gets – I feel like it kind of gets overlooked in a way because of how good the offense is. So this defense hasn't allowed a touchdown in 2 weeks. It seems like it's really coming together. You got Ronald Darby in the fold now. He's been shutting teams down. How far off do you think the Eagles defense is from, like, say, the Vikings, for example?
You know, I would say linebacking core is certainly the area I would say where they're far off. Everything else, I don't see much of a dip. I mean, I think the Eagles are right there with everyone else in the NFL. The only team I would probably say, just as a defense alone, is a little bit ahead of them would be the Broncos. Now, obviously, I know the Broncos got a 50-burger put on them by the Birds. But if I'm looking at a roster and you're telling me, okay, you can draft players, I'm probably going to draft 3 Broncos before I draft 1 Eagle. I'm probably going to draft both the corners and Von Miller, and then I'm going to get Fletcher Cox. So to me, I would say the Broncos have a better roster. Regardless, it doesn't matter. The Eagles are playing better right now. So as far as playing, the Eagles are probably playing the best in the NFL.
I'm glad you brought that up because I like to compare defenses that way. Like, think about a backyard football game. You got both teams lined up. Who are you picking first? Out of both defenses, I would take Fletcher Cox over anyone on Minnesota's defense.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I think Harrison Smith is probably playing the best of any safety in the NFL right now. But the value of a safety, I would take corners, I would take defensive linemen, and safeties is probably my third, then linebackers.
There you go. All right, so that was a fun little discussion to end the show there. I knew you got to get back to work, correct? Because you got lunch is just about over. I'm overextending your time here.
That's okay. I'm just going to say this real quick. As we were kind of chatting, Giants came out and announced they were going to bench Eli Manning in favor of Geno Smith.
Oh, God.
So here's why I think this is hilarious. First off, Eli Manning is currently the third longest consecutive streak for any NFL quarterback. So I don't think Eli is playing exceptionally well, but you're benching a guy who has an active streak for Geno Smith, and your attempt is to win games so you don't have the number 3 pick. I don't understand this for the Giants. Just go down with the ship, man. Let Eli keep playing. Let Eli stink it up. It is what it is. Just take the L and move on.
Listen, if you want to bench him, I'm actually somewhat okay with that. But your starter should be Davis Webb, not Geno Smith.
Agreed.
That's a joke, dude. That is a joke. I can't believe I just heard that.
Yep. If you're trying to save your job like that Giants staff is, it is a smarter move, at least in my opinion, to play the rookie and say, look, we have something here. We can make him, useful, than play an NFL journeyman who I believe is on a 1-year contract anyway with the Giants.
That is so stupid. Oh, now I'm really going to overextend your time because I can go for like 10 minutes on this.
It's going to be a real blast to watch. And I can't help but wonder if Geno starts throwing picks, if they trot Eli back out there the same way they treated Tyrod Taylor.
Like, they're both in New York. Didn't he just see the Bills try to do this? Idiot. Ben Mack is stink.
Let's put it this way. Who would have thought that the Jets would have had the best quarterback situation of any New York team in the NFL that preseason? That's really what it is. If I told you,
really good.
That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to say that is the truth right now.
Oh my God, Chip McApoo, what an idiot! Oh God, I think he's gonna get. See, I don't know if you're familiar with Philly 500, but we do a show every week called the Bitter Dingbats, and Chip McApoo just got my Dingbat of the week. That's Dingbat of the week. Hey, who else? That's stupidity, pure stupidity.
It's not good. Let's put it that way. It's not good.
Oh, man. We'll end it on that note. That's Brendan Albert. I'm Adrian FedQ. Thank God we don't have a bad quarterback.